Hey guys, we're back. So what was happening? Sorry, you got
She
dropped back to
lifted.
the ground.
Yep.
She asked you what your commands are.
Yep. And you were telling me about
You can ask them to do
how
certain things, but with uh, the seal of fuck, what is it called again? The seal of
control. I think we went
control.
with.
Yeah, seal of control. You can do it once per day without them being able to argue. So like, if you're like kill that person, they'd have to kill that person. Otherwise, if they don't, they would take severe damage.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I would after she drops me, I'm going to look at her and say, oh, actually, I'm still reaching around trying to find a cloth. Can I find like a blanket or something she can cover herself with?
Mm, make an investigation check.
Please give me something. I don't. I don't want to be rude. She's naked. I have a +2. I should have a +2. Wisdom. Yep, +2. Let's go. Let's fucking go. 19.
19. There's a few barrels and boxes, and there's a tarp and cloths thrown over them.
All right. I would like to grab the I guess the tarp and hold it out for her and say, could you? This is for you. Would you mind putting it over yourself to cover your form, please?
She takes it and starts to put it over herself and just stares at you the entire time she's doing it. You see like a small smirk come up at the edge of her lips.
I think you might. I don't want to. Yeah. So okay. Do you remember who you are?
Yes, faintly.
Do you know what your purpose was for being in the I guess being mummified?
No, I
Fair
do not.
enough.
My assumption is I was dead.
I kind of figured that. um. Oh. Okay. I'm going to ask you this. Since you are sentient and you still have a free will of your own, this
Yes.
glyph on my arm allows me to assert my control over you. And I wish to ask, do you want me to relinquish control over you?
As you say that, she immediately picks you up and slams you against a wall and goes,
Okay.
I think you should probably keep it as a safeguard.
Okay. Okay.
Like, she
Okay.
has one arm on the wall and, like, just is using her entire forearm to just hold you against the wall.
Can you let me down? Let me down, please.
She takes it off and you just fall to the ground. You look back to the wall and the wall is, like, splintered a little bit outwards.
What the fuck? Okay.
So, what is your name, Master?
My name is Vokan.
Volcan.
Uh,
Hmm.
yes.
Weird fucking name, but okay.
I think the gods might agree with that. So, can I ask what you were able to do? And I'm asking this in like at a game, sort of like what kind of mechanics does she have that I can use at my disposal? Like what her abilities are and stuff like that.
You're unsure. You'd have to try shit out.
Okay. Well, since you are under my control, and I'm assuming you don't have at least a problem with it, um,
Not yet.
would you uh, would you be willing to show me what you can do? Like, are you able to create other mummies, summon undead? Are you able to
Oh,
tell where living are?
I can't. Oh, I could do one of those things. And I can do so much more as well. I can tell where living
Uh,
individuals are. I can't create other mummies unless I were to kill you. Um, and even then,
okay,
they
okay.
wouldn't become mummies; they would become zombified corpses.
That can
Well,
definitely
I
work.
would be able to if I had my rapier, which doesn't seem to be anywhere here.
I have something. I have something for you. I'm going to reach into my bag. I'm like, oh, where the fuck is it? Where the fuck is it? I'll pull out the amulet of spell resistance. I have this. This is
You see
yours.
your
It's not
eyes
mine.
narrow for a bit, and you feel like
Okay.
your seals start to burn into your arm for a second. Make me an insight check.
Oh, good Lord, Jesus Christ Almighty! I'm terrified of this woman. I got a 6. Let's go.
You get the feeling the seal is warning you of danger. Um, so as you pull it
Okay.
out, you see that she immediately looks at the necklace, and you can see a look of calculating in her mind.
As that happens, I'm going to grab it and then I'm going to place it back in my coat because I have a very, very bad feeling about this. Um,
Where did you get that?
from your corpse.
Ah, I see. First,
Um,
you killed me, loot my body, and then take control of me. Interesting.
I.
At this point,
It's a.
like, you notice that she's, like, standing very close to you at this point, just, like, hounding over you. And she goes, small man.
I'll be able to show you how small I really am in due time. I have plans that will require.
Make me a persuasion check really quickly.
Okay, persuasion. And I didn't mean it that way. I didn't mean it that way. Not. I mean it that way, please.
That's the first way she was like, what?
Oh, I didn't mean that way. Oh my God, Jesus Christ! Please don't kill me. I got a 10.
You, like, see her, like, get taken aback for a second as you say that. Continue.
Not in that manner. I have plans and I require your assistance. And I have a feeling that this relationship is off to a rocky start, and we'll have to work at it together, even if it's one-sided.
You see her, like, immediately squat down in her, like, she's, like, Russian squatting, but her knees are going out to the side, like, 2 feet out to the side in each direction to get eye level with you. And she just places her hands on them. I wonder,
Okay. Oh,
in the future, who's gonna be the master and who'll be the servant? And she, like, reaches out and just grasps your chin and just stares at you. After all,
as she.
I
Oh,
wonder
go
if
ahead.
you're confident enough to guide me, to control me. And she
I.
looks
I.
down towards the tattoo and she starts to run her hand across the glyphs.
As she does, I kind of pull my arm away and kind of place it up against the what you call the magical item I had. Forgot what it was called. Amulet of spell resistance.
Mhm.
Put my hand on it and I would say that is for something for both of us to find out. Hopefully, I'm able to, but if not, I guess I wasn't up to the challenge. But until that time, for right now, I would like for you to demonstrate to me what you were able to do with your current condition. All right.
Understood. And you see her, like, her eyes glow that green you saw before, and she goes, in here, or someplace more spacious?
Spacious, but also probably away from the town. At least I don't know how well you would be perceived by others.
Well then, let's step out onto the ship here. This is a
Okay.
sand glider, isn't it?
I yeah yeah, she is.
It's been a while since I've seen one. And she
It
grabs you,
might be
starts dragging you by the scruff of the neck.
okay. Oh, where are we going?
Upstairs.
Okay. As as she leads me up there, I'm kind of like, this is very uncomfortable, but also I don't know what else to be doing.
She goes outside to the main deck, looks around. Ugh, this is in disrepair. Ugh. And she starts to drag you up the stairs. As she gets to the top, she looks down to the controls. You don't know how to drive this, do you?
I have a wee bit of practice, not too much, but I can make her work somewhat.
And she just you see her start to trace her fingers through the air, and you see this green glyph appear on her hand, in front of her hand. She pushes it into the control panel as you see it glows up this lime green, and she just starts to move her fingers in geometric patterns, circles, squares, triangles, prisms, stuff like that. And as she does, she eventually presses the center of the command console where there's no buttons or anything. And as she does, it spiders out with this green energy, and you watch the ship just disappear as you reappear east of the town, about a few miles off.
The fuck? Oh, uh, that
You look back, and where you were outside of the walls, you see there's this small cloud of sand that seems to be blowing away in the wind. I can do many things, including, and you see what seems to be this group of 3 or so sand wolves, these tan furred wolves that seem to be staring as they seem to be coming out from the direction of the Dunek region. They start to run towards the ship, and she goes, I can both magically transport us, and she twirls her finger in a circle in the air as you see these darts of green energy, about 17 of them, just go firing off the side of the ship. I can also defend or attack, and you see the sand wolves are just disintegrated.
oh shit! Oh good lord.
I can also, and you see her hand starts to flake a bit, and she reaches down towards your face, but stops for a second, and then caresses your chin and goes, I can also do many other things.
Oh,
Trust me, if I didn't like this situational contract at the moment, I wouldn't need to heat it. And she brings her thumb to the bottom of your lip, and then just tugs your chin and takes it off.
As she does so, I'm gonna kind of peel back and just be like, okay, thank you for showing that to me. Just one rule I will place on you. Just please do not kill anyone or anything unless they attack you first. And I don't mean you trying to go out and provoke them, like insulting someone or I don't know, stealing something from them and having them attack you, so then you have justification for killing them. I mean, just don't try to aggravate people and try not. Do not kill them unless they threaten you first, or me.
We'll see.
Okay. Just um, I'm kind of open up my book and start flipping through it, and outside of a DM, DM player to DM,
Mm-hmm.
do you that ogre creature that you mentioned last session? Do you have that prepared, or would that be?
Ogre creature?
Yeah,
I don't recall.
I'm assuming not. So long story short, you said that Hank was investigating a strange undead found in the area, the outer city scourge, called the outer
Oh
city
yeah,
scourge.
I know where the stuff I have for that is.
Uh, okay, I was just wondering. Do you have that planned out? I don't want to go there and you not. Uh,
Well, here's the thing. I don't have the Undercity prepared at the moment, but fuck it. Feel free if you want to, man.
I okay. Okay. With DM's blessing, I will. I'm going to
Just so
turn
you
to
know,
her.
if you want to go there, it's in the complete opposite side of Darath from Samaka. So, just so you're aware. Anyways, continue.
But from what I kind of tell, she's able to get us to and fro pretty damn fast. Correct?
You're unsure. You just know that she can transport.
Okay.
You look like you have something in mind. What can I be assistance with?
Just how good are you with, I guess, dealing with other undead?
I don't know. I don't recall being undead, and this is relatively new to me.
Fair enough. Do you know about a creature known as the Outer City Scourge?
Scourge of the Outer City. Let me see. Um, because if I recall, no, I don't. Where is this creature located, if I may ask?
The sister city, Alarius.
Ah,
Um,
Alaris. No, I've only been once, but Alaris didn't have. They had protectors of the outer city, protectors of the inner city, things like that. If you're speaking of them,
no, I think this might be um, something much different. My previous, I guess, master was investigating it, and I would like to try and find something there before he does, and hopefully we don't
what will you
alert him.
find in Alaris? Hold on, let me check the
I
name again, because you might be saying
guess.
Alarius. Sorry, Alerias. Alarius. Alarius is just a bunch of drow and other folk that's wanted to become part of his empire, but he didn't want it.
Okay.
They should
Well,
have been
that
wiped from the existence.
okay. You have some prejudice against these people. Understandable.
Yes,
Um, okay. Just for if we run into anyone who might be of that descent, please
I will kill
hit.
them.
No, please. I told you only in self-defense.
It is self-defense when killing the dark forces.
Just.
You don't
I,
know. She looks at you and looks into your eyes. You don't know what the dark forces are. What
okay.
year is it? What year is it? And she's looking around now at this point.
Could I tell her?
Yeah, you'll tell her.
I don't know exactly.
You tell her the year, and she's like, I don't recall which calendar you're using. So,
Oh
I
shit.
assume society has collapsed multiple times then.
If so, that would make you at least a couple hundred years old then.
Well, at
Okay.
this point, like, it would be hundreds of thousands of years old if she doesn't recognize the calendar. And she looks at you
Oh
and
wow.
goes, I don't recall Durath being a desert.
Wow. Okay.
Well,
That
there
is
was a
really
desert, but it wasn't a desert specifically.
that's very interesting. I will have to I will have to pick your mind about that. But for right now, we are going to head there, and we're going to be looking for a large undead creature. Um, and do you this marking, this glyph I have on my arm,
Yes.
do you know how to make more?
It seems to be a seal of control. It's a relatively common magic, well, from the time I'm from, anyways. Um, I was not really a, should I say, spellcaster. I have my own focuses, but I wasn't a sorceric queen like the king of our kingdom. And when I say kingdom, I mean Dracia may have had its own borders and whatnot, but it wasn't really a kingdom. It was more of a duchy for our king.
Okay. Well,
Anyways, I could, in theory, replicate it, hopefully. But I
well,
think it was you who caused the seal of control, even accidentally, we'll say.
Um, DM, could I make a roll to see if I would be able to possibly replicate it?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay. Give me a good one, baby. Come on, give Daddy a good one. 1d20 plus 5. Ooh, 18.
18. You know the ritual of servitude, which is the seal of control's like name, is an ancient, archaic, long forgotten kind of. It's it's been changed and made different throughout the ages, and the one that you cast, you're not sure how you cast it, because all you did was touch a rune after this creature was regenerated. So you're unsure. But you could easily find in some of the libraries or magical schools, especially since you will be passing by Martel, which is the capital, because you were headed southwest to get to Samaka. You would need to head north and then far east to get to the sister city Ilarius.
Well, I think we have some research to do.
Mind you, the capital city of
Do you,
Martel has a college for magic in it.
that sounds amazing. I think we're going to make a pit stop at Martel. I think
Martel, that's the
there's
name I recall.
okay. That's something you're familiar with.
The Golden
I-
City Martel, yes, the capital city of my king's kingdom. I'll say you do just basic history shit because you have like a +5 in it, right?
3 plus yeah, 2. Yes.
Martel, or the region like of Martel within the Canada district, has been like the seat of many capitals of like large standing empires in Darath's history. So that really doesn't give you a time frame of how old she is.
Fuck. Okay. Well, that's still so good. But I would like for you to take us there, so I can do more research on this glyph to see if I can replicate it, and maybe find a way for you to be able to get one of your own.
Well, I am unfamiliar with the area, seeing as how the landscape has diverged from its true origin. And since we're not in Drossia and the power of Drossia is not a thing it would feel like at the moment, I think I could teleport us in short bursts, but not all the way there specifically.
Okay.
Unless I
Well,
was fed quite a bit of mana. And even then, there would be a chance of a mishap.
that is definitely a thing we want to avoid.
I mean, if you would like to, you could feed me some of your blood. It seems to have quite the mana content in it.
Can I roll an Arcana check to see if she actually needs blood to, I guess, eat one to like make okay blood to sustain herself? Like, does she need blood to sustain herself? And if so, would the blood be able to pass on my mana?
This would be more of a. You can choose religion or arcana. Arcana is a bit of a higher DC.
I'll go with religion. I have a plus 3 then. 16.
16. You get the feeling that there's this like strange humming and like burning to your blood near the sigil itself. You get the feeling like you get lightheaded every so often. You get the feeling that it is directly feeding. She is directly feeding off of your mana to sustain herself, and direct consumption of blood, which there is quite a bit of mana in because hemomancy exists, would in theory, probably power her up to be able to do something in a very large burst, uncontrolled large burst, most likely, or it would allow her to sustain herself much longer and she wouldn't need to feed off of your mana as long. It's a similar thing with vampires in this world. They feed off of the mana and life force of a creature through the blood. They are inherently magical creatures.
Gotcha.
You could say she's something like a leech, a parasite, but she's useful, so it wouldn't be that.
Okay. In that case, I would like. Okay.
I will say this: you also feel like wavering control in this circumstance. So your character would realize you're not powerful enough to fully dominate this person or this creature at your current level, which is
Okay.
why she's able to do so much shit against you and have no repercussions with this seal of control.
Fair enough. Okay. A relationship is built on trust.
Yes, trust. Says the one who stole my jewelry when he killed me. What do you
I
need,
understand.
master? You're twiddling your thumbs there.
I am. I'm just. You are a very terrifying person. I have to work with you, and so I am
It's
weighing
quite
my costs.
it's quite cute to watch.
Oh God, please don't say that. Anyways, oh, fuck. Okay, I'm going to take out my dagger.
Hmm.
Is there like a cup or something nearby? Like,
No.
do you have a cup? Ah, fuck.
I mean, if we take about 10 minutes, I could make one with some of the sand here. Or the clay in, like, that little pocket over there. Like, she points
Okay.
out, and, like, you're on, like, this, not rocky, but this is the, like, rocky desert area. So there's, like, small hills and, like, small little running rivers and ponds. You can see, like, a small clay deposit next to the ship.
Um. Well, I guess if you really need it that much, I guess a few minutes won't hurt.
Well, I would need to form it, dry it out, and all that.
Okay. Okay. Just. Okay. Just. I'm gonna take the blade. I'm gonna slice my palm, and the one that's not bleeding, the one with the magical seal, I'm placing it over my eyes, kind of like not really wanting to watch. I'm gonna hold up my palm to her and say, "Just take what you need and not a drop more." Okay?
Alright, so you hold up your palm to her?
Yes. Oh,
Okay, she's gonna
this might
kneel
kill me,
down on
but
one knee and she's going to take it and look to you as you start to put your arm over your eyes.
uh-huh.
She smiles as she begins to take your palm and just like puts it over her mouth and starts to suck as you feel like air starting to pour into your wound, this vacuum, and then you start to feel blood
Uh,
being pulled out. I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw
gotcha. Okay, con.
because she's like taking a full pint of blood from you to do this.
Oh, fuck. Okay, +3. I got an 11.
11. All right. What's your HP?
I am
Like your maximum HP.
currently
Maximum HP.
max HP. I'm at 27.
27. Your maximum HP until you take a long rest is reduced by 8.
Okay, so I'm at 19 then.
As you any HP that's over your max HP is immediately reduced too. So like your current HP matches it. Um,
Okay.
as she drains it out, you like are starting to like feel lightheaded, and you feel this
Okay.
energy push over you, this necrotic energy that you're used to pushing onto others, and it just drains you. You feel exhausted, and you push her off you for a second, and she looks towards you and licks her lips where you can see some blood is still at. She goes, "All right. So, what would you like me to do now?"
Just take us to, one sec, scroll down to my notes. Take us to Martel.
Understood. And she looks at you and goes back up to the panel and just puts her hand up as you see behind what cloth and whatnot exists on her body. Her hands are pretty elongated, pretty feminine, and as she does, you can see a cracks begin to form in her body as lime colored energy begins to pour out from it, almost like a cracking clay pot. And she just reaches up and just slams her hand on the dashboard of the ship as you watch
Oh, shit.
sand starts to blow in. Water from the surrounding pond and clay starts to form into it too. This large twister with green sparkling lightning Your seal of control is starting to go a little bit haywire in this area, as lightning is starting to press past it as well. As she looks down and starts to mutter some words. What languages do you know?
I know the wonderful languages of Common and Elvish.
You don't speak this. You hear Guja. You hear Gujas is Guthan, Saralius throne Iskel, and she pushes this energy from her right shoulder that just tears through her arm down into the control panel, and you watch as lightning strikes out and a flash happens. You pull your eyes away. Let me pull up teleport and roll on the charts. So, your destination was Martel,
Yes, sir.
seat of the capital city of the Empire. So she has seen the area once, but she is not familiar with the current Martel. So I would say I would not put it at, well, not even seen once. She is very familiar with it. So I would say roll a d4. Actually, I'd say roll
Okay.
a d3. D3.
Okay, let's see where we go.
Technically, yeah. Actually, no, it would be a d2. Sorry, d2.
Oh, I got a okay. D12.
Yeah.
I got a 1.
1. Okay, description. Good. So. Ooh.
That sounds like a good thing, everyone.
So.
A very good thing.
Actually, with description, that's not bad. Okay. So, 54, by the way. So, as this blast goes off, you look around, and the sand begins to dissipate. And the area is chilled. There's wind blowing through. The sun is out, and it is, well, the sun isn't out. It is starting to become night. And you look up and you can see a few of the constellations of the Kenya district, which you recognize from your studies,
Wait.
which is where Martel is located.
Okay.
But you don't see any canyons around you. Or gorges. And as you look around, the stars are starting to get a bit further away. And suddenly you start to feel...
Oh, wait, where did...
And you watch as your mummy looks over the edge and goes, off targets. Oh no. Brace for impact.
Okay, this might sound really stupid. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm saying this. Can I jump into her arms?
Sure. You jump into her arms, she's like, and like you look over the edge and you are descending. You are probably miles above this region. Like
Okay,
in the
1
stratosphere.
second.
And as you look down, you can see fastly approaching the 5 spires that make 5 spires of stone that seem to make like the star-like shape that seems to encompass the outside canyon and gorge region that the city of Martel is placed within. From this area, by the way, you can see that the city goes up, and the tallest spire is not one of the natural ones, but the palace that strikes up past those 5. You're about 3 miles in the air, and you are descending fast. This is not a flying ship. It's
Gotcha.
meant to levitate a few inches off the ground.
Okay. This may or may not work. So, DM, what I want to do is use Vortex Warp to right before I hit the, right before she hits the ground, I would like to teleport her.
Well, you guys are still on the ship. At this point, her feet are starting to lift off because it's starting to fast fall.
Okay, so I think the ship is gone, but I can do is I can teleport you right above the ground so you're not going to slam into it, and I can do the same but for myself. I'm going to use a combination of Vortex Warp, 2nd level teleportation spell, teleport her, and I'm going to use Misty Step for myself.
I will say, looking at her right arm, as you're like looking at this and like you're about to touch her and whatnot, her right arm is like falling to pieces like a broken piece of pottery in some places.
Okay.
Anyways, so what are you doing as you're about 100 feet above the tallest spire?
Well, I guess we'll go towards the spire then.
So you're
Because
gonna jump off the ship. Well, yeah, you're floating maybe 30 feet above the ship, and the ship is about to hit the spire. Like, which is the
gotcha.
palace that comes up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would tell her. Okay, I'm going to actually jump. I have her leap. Oh, she's on the ship. Fuck. Is there any way I can like teleport us to where we won't be, I guess, in the impact area of the, or I guess in the collateral area of the ship hitting the tower?
Well, it's falling directly on it, like impale style.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
And the
what?
ship, mind you, is not just like falling straight down, it's gyroscoping.
Oh, so spinning.
Yeah.
Okay. Shit. It's going to be impaled.
I will
Okay.
say, as you get about 50 feet above, you watch as the ship, which is about 20 feet now, suddenly you watch this energy field appear above the palace as the ship shatters and its wreckage goes flying out, and then you see these small little explosions of magic energy that send the wreckage of the ship scattering.
Okay. Oh, as that
To
happens, I'm
not
going to.
fall onto the city, basically. And you see,
Okay.
like, standing at the top of the palace looking up, and you see him, like, just, like, creating a few magic circles, is this very prominent figure of the Empire, which is the king of the fucking Empire. He's just standing there at the top of the palace, like, twirling his finger. He just looks up at you.
I'm going to scream out, "Got a second to give me a hand?"
Roll me a persuasion check with advantage, actually. This is actually pretty interesting.
Oh, please. What is my charisma? +2. Okay.
Would he have that spell prepared today?
Say again?
No, he wouldn't. Anyways, continue.
I got a dirty 21.
You needed a 15. So, as you start to fall,
Holy
he's
shit.
like, he opens up the force field above as you start to fall through, and he just reaches out and grabs you as you begin to fall. He braces himself, and he's going to take the brunt of the damage as he grabs onto you and the mummy and just holds you there. He takes, because you're falling miles, he takes 750 bludgeoning damage. He's good.
Whoa. He's good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as soon as that happens, I'm
Like,
going
you see,
to...
like, a normal person would have been torn in half by it. He just grabs you and just pulls you up to the top of the tower. Which is like this 15-foot, like, pinnacle to the tower. There's this just, like, spire that goes up just a little bit, like about 15 more feet, and has intricate runes. It's made of platinum. Intricate runes and scrolling across the side. Dividends that are obviously ritualistic magic. And he just, like, pulls you and the mummy up and just stares at you. What are you doing?
I'm going to kind of shuffle myself away from the edge, not to where I'm walking away from him, but just to where like I'm away from the edge. I am going to look to him and bow, hands and knees, and say, "Thank you so much for saving our lives."
It is no issue.
I,
I assume you know who I am.
would I recognize him?
Yes, this is King Srectus Vaughn, the Cold King of Darath.
Okay. King.
He's in NPCs, and I will go ahead and at you at where he is. Because he is one of the first individuals. Yeah, he's like all the way up, basically. All the way up. Just keep going up.
Okay. I would like to say to him, I just want to say thank you for saving our lives, and I owe you one. But I also apologize for the damage I did to your balcony.
Oh, it's negligible. And you look, and there is literally no damage to the balcony. Actually, no, because, yeah, he did catch you. You look over, and you can see, like, part of the balcony where he held on is just bent downwards, and, like, pieces of it are starting to... He looks and goes, never mind, not negligible.
I owe you one.
Who, if you do not mind me asking, who are you, and why are you with her?
Good question. One, My name is
You,
Volkan.
you
I
see
am.
you see the mummy at this point is in a deep bow, just there, not even paying attention to you.
Gotcha. Oh my god, he looks so cool. My name is Volkan. I'm a mage, a studier, of the practice, and this here is my colleague. Would you mind introducing yourself?
She looks towards you and to the king. I do not believe introductions are necessary, but as it is good manners, the name is Liliana, Queen of Dracia. And he looks down. Dracia. I've heard of that kingdom before. Or the ruins of it. So, well, it's pretty cold out here, and like the wind is blowing on the top of the tower.
Mhm.
Join me for a bit. Let's sit down and talk.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna step inside and
Well, there's no inside here. You're like, how the fuck did he even get up here? And he goes, I see it in your eyes. Follow me. And he just taps you both on the shoulder as he casts Fly. And you guys begin to descend down the tower a bit to what seems to be a staircase about 200 feet below the top of this tower. And as he lands onto it, the staircase looks like it could keep going and spiraling up all the way to the top of the tower, but there's no entranceway to it, and it's cut off 200 feet down. Mord, looking at this tower, this palace, you've seen it from a distance, but being this close up, it's very finely detailed. You see the railing that's placed on this staircase isn't a railing, it's at the edge of the stairs, like a lip on the outside edge of the stairs that goes up. There are these beautiful, delicately carved pieces that go up and finish the staircase curve to the edge. You see small gemstones placed in specific places with runes carved into the metal around them. Make me an Arcana check.
Gotcha. Where is the chat? There we go. 18.
18. This all seems very deliberately placed for a specific use. Like some big magical ritual of some sort. And looking at it, it seems to be some sort of channeling of energy type ritual. Looking around, you're unsure exactly what it could be, but as you look around, you look to the left and you could see the city uh, spiraled around you. You can see its multiple tiers that come down from the palace itself, the many different abodes and homes that are currently in repair, because you see most of it is consumed, destroyed. You can see this black sludge in some places that seems to be over some half-eaten buildings. You can see half the city is just destroyed. You could see, as you look up into the sky, a relatively newer constellation. Within the last weeks, you've noticed it, called the Master and Apprentice, which is like two individuals standing. You're not sure why the fuck it appeared in the sky, but as you look up and see this and you see the city, it is in heavy droves of destruction. Like, you see people are building and repairing, some people are cleaning, like mages are starting to clean different parts of the sludge out of the city, and you watch as the king is walking down. He looks down to one of the sludge piles as it starts to form into an ooze. He just takes his hand and points it directly down as you see this beam of just pure sunlight go shooting down as it just pierces through the creature and it falls back down to sludge. Well, you came at an unopportune time. Apologies for the mess, I should say. We just recently got done dealing with something beyond our comprehension from above.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Mind you, he
this,
shot that beam of sunlight about, at this point, that would be, even at the closest ooze that would have appeared, miles off.
that is
The city
terrifying.
is massive. It's like probably 20 miles, and it's a circular, like, kind of cake city that tears upwards towards the palace, which is in its very center. And it tears up. It's like 20 miles in distance in total from wall to wall.
This thing's fucking massive.
And you can see from this distance, because your passive perception is probably like a 12, right?
Yes.
Once again, the pattern, the city, the walls themselves, where the strange watchtowers are placed that are being rebuilt, the designs and the walls, you can't really make them out too much, but like the designs of the walls, where they're placed, very specific as well. Looking down at the city streets, make me a perception check or an arcana check.
Both Arcana. I have a +5. Motherfucker.
What'd you roll?
I got 17. Sorry.
17. It almost looks like the tiers of the city are completing with the roads and how everything's lined up, are completing a runic circle.
Oh.
And in the very center of it is the palace. It's
Sure.
a great city, isn't it? Yes?
Yeah, it's really vast, and I just this city. Did you help construct it?
It was originally the first king of the Empire's construction, yes. But I may have had a hand in revitalizing and reconstructing it when I took power about 30 years ago. Not to mention the many different, he's eating jerky, by the way. Not to mention the many different, disasters that have befallen the city and caused us to, well, have to reorganize it. But yes, most of the architecture here is my design.
Okay.
Why?
I noticed that the city is very I guess purposely designed to resemble a certain pattern, and I'm curious as to why that might be.
Make me a persuasion check.
Okay.
Mind you, you guys are still on this staircase. You probably walked about 100 feet with you probably spiraled around the tower maybe halfway, and you've just seen this design. You're like, you could probably figure out what the rest of the city looks like just by the design.
Gotcha. An 11.
You have an astute eye. I ask you don't pry into my business.
Fair enough.
I will say, you get the feeling he can read that you are arcanically intrigued by this, and can tell what kind of magic it is, which is conjuration, or should I say, not just conjuration, but it's ritual, the same ritual kind of shit. And he can see that you know that in your eye, and he's telling you not to pry any further. He's basically this was to see if he would bullshit you or not, and say, "Oh, it's just wards for the city." But you get the feeling he reads you pretty well.
Okay.
Why are you so interested in it?
I've never seen anything like it, and I'm assuming as the king you know such information, and if it's not none of my business, it is none of my business.
Well, if you haven't seen this, you should have seen Fafnir's capital city, Alacaster, in its day. Whew. That place was built for a reason. Anyways, let's get out of the cold. At this point, you get to like a small platform that has a beautiful wall of precious metal and stone, and there's like this archway, but there is a wall in the archway, and he goes, "Don't use this word without my permission. It could backfire." You see, he looks towards a little small gemstone that's placed in the very top of the archway, and he goes, "Duvas," which, you don't understand. And he watches the door just opens up, and he begins to walk in. The wall disappears, I should say. As you begin to, like, follow him, you look back one more time, and you can see floating on the eastern side of the city is something that doesn't match the pattern of the circles that have been built here. This beautiful set of 9 towers with ever-moving intricate halls and different other buildings that seem to float above the city and connect and then disconnect and then connect to different points as well. You could see glyphs and whatnot where the just from this distance, where the streets and whatnot, where their pattern is broken up by this strange building, you could see that it shifts and moves to continue that pattern with glowing runes on the side of it from an upwards angle. You assume this is probably the Mage's College down below. Like, looking down, by the way, you are looking like miles above the city, just so you're aware. Like, the palace is probably half as big as the city, at least.
Holy shit.
And it is large. As you enter in, a stone cold hallway presents itself to you. You see beautiful decorative pieces that seem to line the tops of the hallway's corners. You see a ceiling that seems to curve into an archway and then back onto the other side. You see a mural that's painted down it that seems to glitter with what little moonlight pops in here, which you recognize as gem dust that was used in a paint of some kind. You can't really make out the paint or the mural because you're human and don't have dark vision. Actually, no, you would be able to because it glitters. It seems to be this... Looking at it, it seems to be this strange depiction of a serpent. What's your religion score?
What would that be?
Just religion. What's your religion bonus?
I don't have one, I don't think.
You would. It's your
What's the base
intelligence, and
bonus?
if you're proficient in it, you would add your proficiency.
Oh, then 3.
3.
Plus 3.
If you recognize it, it is a depiction of Sugaroth the Golden Serpent. This beautiful curved serpent that seems to walk through a darkened, painted tunnel above it of moonlight. As you continue through, there are gemstones placed in different places in this corridor, and you see like runes carved around it that then connect geometrically to other places and whatnot. This is definitely still part of the main structure of the channeling, you could see. As you continue through, your steps echo, and this king, who is wearing this beautiful plate armor, now that you're getting a look at him, with these pauldrons that have this blue cape that furls behind him, and as he walks, it travels like a good 2 feet behind him as he walks. You can see the circlet set upon his head that seems to interweave across itself, almost Celtic in design, I would say, that has like circle, circle, circle. They kind of spiral around each other, 2 small bands of gold that spiral, and then get to a small spiral above his head, or above his forehead. This man with a little bit of salt and pepper, brown hair, and a nice beard. He seems to be walking with purpose, and as he does, you see him reach down as you pass maybe 100 feet into this tunnel, and he just grabs a sheathed sword off to the side that he seems to have placed down and puts it onto his belt. As he does so, you can't really see too much color in here, because what little light is reflected by the moonlight is on the mural above, but you can see. The weapon itself would almost look like a normal weapon. However, you see the handle is wrapped in this beautiful gray and white mix of leather. 2 pieces of leather that seem to combine and wrap around and spiral around each other. The base of the hilt is, the pommel, I should say, is a beautiful aquamarine gemstone. You see the handguard comes out and goes upwards in a flare and then downwards in a flare as well on both sides. Looking at it, the handguard itself is draconic-like detailed. It seems to have like a dragon's snout coming up and then a fang for a dragon coming down on either side. The handle itself is made of silver, and the blade, as he like puts the sheath on it, kind of like shakes for a second. The sheath it is in is, I should mention, is a nice. Strangely enough, it doesn't look like leather at first. It shifts like leather, but it doesn't look like leather. It almost looks like ice itself. But as it shifts and like it pops out for a second, he pushes it back in. You could see a full platinum blade with what little bit you could see was brilliant filigree on it of gold.
Oh, that's That's quite an interesting blade you have there.
It is. It serves its purpose well.
Um, Speaking of purpose, our purpose here is to get a bit of just a tiny bit of arcane knowledge.
Arcane knowledge. Well, you came to the right place. The place with the most arcane knowledge conciliated in Darath, aside from maybe Port Town Samaka, of course, would be the college here.
Oh.
In the Noble District, yes.
Noble District, is that sort of a
This is DM talking. Let me go ahead and get my notes for this city out, because I didn't expect you to come here.
I apologize.
Oh my gosh. Give me 1 second. Continue if you want.
Just nothing like so with the Noble District. Is it like a necessary sort of thing for you to be a noble to go in there, or is it just
As
like that's
long as you have permission from one of the noble families, or one of the court people of my courts, or even myself, or you have important business and you're able to persuade the guards at the gates, you can go into the district. Why?
Oh, I'm not from this area. I don't know any nobles, and I only person of high rank that I know is you, and
By the
you
way, I will
just
say
met me.
this, as you're walking and saying this, like, you look over and you can see Liliana is being silent and just staring ahead. She is being a bit more... She seems to have, actually, make an insight check.
Insight. Let's see what I can get. See what I can glean from this terrifying lady. All right, come on, give me some.
I will say, by the way, the king over here who caught you and took that 750 bludgeoning damage, like, he moves his shoulders a bit, but it seems like he just has a stiff shoulder.
Oh,
There's
damn.
no visible damage to him.
I got an 8
8
for the insight.
That's enough. She's not really hiding it too much. She looks like she respects this man, but she has a look of terror in her eyes that recognizes something.
I don't like that. Oh, good lord. Noticing that, I'm going to.
By the way, being within like 15 feet of this man, as you've been walking, as you've been getting out of the cold of the outside, you notice it's following you. And you notice it's radiating off of him. This almost bone-chilling aura that radiates off him.
That is terrifying.
And when he picked up his sword, it got much worse.
Okay.
He looks back and sees you like shake, and he goes, "Apologies. This is why they called me the Cold King."
No. It's just something chill ran up my spine, just something like that. But just do you know anything about, I guess, control glyphs?
Control glyphs, seals of control. You mean?
Yeah, seals of control.
He looks down to your arm and sees it. Ah, it's been a while since I've muddled with them, but yes, I do. I insanely do. Yes. Let's get to a more relative nice room for talking rather than this hallway. The hallway's like 15 feet wide and it echoes. And he goes, "Let's get to a more controlled space than this. You don't mind going a bit faster, do you?"
I'm look to her, and we get her, like, trying to get an insight check from her, like,
Make an
we
insight
good on
check.
this?
Make an insight
We
check.
we good on this?
Make an insight check.
1d20 plus 3 shift. 11.
11. She is terrified as he looks over to her and, like, freezes up for a second. And, like, you look over to her like, why is she so scared of this man? And then you feel his hand on your shoulder as he's behind both of you. And he goes, "Let's pick up the pace." As he casts the spell on all three of you. 6th level spell on all three of you. First stage speed. All of your movement speeds are increased by 3. Or tripled, sorry. As he begins to walk, you see this like after image of greens of him coming out of him. Well, actually, it would be more of a like frosty coating coming off of him. And like you stop there for a second, like how did he get behind me? And like as you turn around to like look at him, he's already 70 feet away from you.
Okay. Shit. Let me check something real quick. Let's check if I have a spell prepared.
Liliana looks to you and goes, "I'm going to go now. Summon me if you need me." And you see she
Wait,
just
what?
turns into sand. And
What the fuck?
the sand blows into your control. See.
I'm going to look at that. Look at the sand. Look at where she was.
You see, like as you look towards the scarab symbol, the inside of the the circle it made on your hand, which still had skin in it, suddenly turns blue, like the necklace you had, an aquamarine color. You get the feeling you could summon her, expending the ability to do so, though. The once a day ability, once a long rest.
Okay. Okay. Well, hey, I'm going to kind of skip a bit and then start jogging to try and catch up to the king.
You eventually, after a few minutes of walking through many different hallways, down staircases, eventually come to this large door. And he goes, "I'm showing you this passageway out of kindness.
Oh,
If you
thank
ever
you, sir.
step foot in it without my permission," and he like points at different parts of the hallway, like the gemstones the gemstones you've been seeing.
Uh-huh.
Those don't just act as part of the design. And you recall seeing thousands of them.
I do not wish to learn what they are for outside of opening up doors.
And he looks towards this door when he waves his hand as the door opens, and you walk into this like 15-foot chamber of just square black darkness. And then you hear as you see one of the walls starts to go downwards, and he steps out and ushers you.
I'm going to step inside.
You step into this beautiful throne room. As you step out, the throne begins to raise behind you. You see a few waterfall basins. You see a few statues, pillars that run across the whole thing. The entire room is made of this beautiful white stained with blue kind of glossy marble to it. You see this beautiful carpet that rolls from where the throne would be all the way to the door on the opposite side. This several hundred foot long chamber, about 200 feet wide, up about 700 feet. You could see above is a beautiful mural, but looking at the mural, it almost looks like it's glass and you could see through to the outside, which is weird to you because following this path, you went down the tower quite a bit, and the palace is pretty covered from the top. There are a few places where you can see like glass, like windows on the palace itself that are like walls made of glass that you can see through. But this wouldn't be the top of the tower. This would be far below it. As you're looking, like, what the fuck? You could like see the night sky, and he's like, simple illusions. Don't worry. And he goes and sits down in his throne. And as he does, you could see a few gemstones placed into the throne in different places. He looks towards you, and you could see nobody else is in this room as moonlight shines in. So, you came here looking for magical information on control seals.
Yes, sir.
How did you get that sand glider above? I'm going to guess teleportation magic on Arai.
I haven't inquired with my navigator.
As he's sitting there, like you can see him like rubbing the tips of his fingertips with like his thumb. He's not like going into them and like into the nails and getting dirt out, but he's just massaging the tips of his nails as he's saying this.
Yeah, just I'm assuming that's what happened. I don't think my navigator intended to appear here or above here.
It's an interesting navigator you have. Where'd you find them?
I met her out in the desert. There was a dragon, and long story short, the dragon left us. We managed to survive, barely. And we've just been kind of traveling together. Sort of like an uneasy, I guess, understanding of one another. I'm still trying to learn about her because she's very reserved.
Well, with the information I gleaned from her, I can give you some information if you would like. But it would
What?
not come for free.
That's what scares me. What kind of pricing are we talking about?
So, I'd give you the information that I have, as well as access to our libraries in the magic school and access to the noble district. If you do something for me first, of course. You see,
What?
a few years ago, my right-hand assistant to the throne, what the fuck is his name? Give me 1 second. You see him, like, pull out a few parchments. No, I'm just fucking with you. Fuck, I had it somewhere. Give me 1 second here.
God, this is terrifying.
Yeah, okay. I think this is it. Where is it? Sir Valod, Valdold? Yeah, Valdold, my right-hand man, had gone to investigate a small tunnel system we had opened up below the catacombs here in the city. And it seemed to lead to our thought process to an entrance to the sister city of Alarius.
Oh.
He had gone with an exploration team, and they had been gone for months. After such, I sent a few individuals that came to me looking for aid to investigate his house, and then investigate the tunnel system. They returned to me, without Valdold. Valdold is an important man to this kingdom, though I believe he is dead by this point, but I believe his body would have enough information for us, or we could even revive him if one of our great clerics would come back from their expedition to the wastes. I could try to call cure wounds, though. No. But what's important is his body. What I would request of you is to journey into these ancient ruins of Alarius and retrieve his body and bring it back to us in as little damaged state as you could. Or, if he is still alive somehow, bring him back. That is the request I have.
That doesn't sound too horrible, but
Make
yeah,
me a charisma saving throw.
saving throw. Okay. Shit. Oh, fuck. Jesus Christ. Ooh, nat 20. Holy shit.
Okay. You feel this overbearing presence from him, like he's reading every aspect of you. He seems to be very insightful, and as he reads you, you feel this like energy pulsing in your mind, your body, and your soul. Your body wants to run, but you manage to hold yourself there. What did you roll in total with the nat 20, by the way?
22.
Out of character, DC was set at 28.
Oh,
So,
shit.
you
Oh,
barely,
shit.
you
Oh, my
succeeded.
God.
You succeeded with a natural 20. As like you're over there, man, your legs are shaking. The room around you is growing cold and darkened, but you manage to maintain your sense of self, your morale for the moment. So, in exchange for information and aid of the college, this is the job I want you to do for me. Do we have an accord?
A question. I can tell that it came from him, that he was trying to impose that on
Yes.
Paul.
His presence alone. No, it wasn't he was imposing something onto you. It was his presence alone, being this close, and this man reading you like an open book was causing you to become almost frightened of him.
All right. I'm going to nod my head and bow. Um, and say, Yes, sir. Would would I be able to have a place to rest and recuperate before going about this journey?
Of
Or
course. Would you like to stay in the palace, or would you like to stay in the magic college?
I prefer the. I mean, this is a very beautiful abode that you have here, but I think Magic College would work. Uh, would be more preferable. I hate to take up more of your time than I need to.
He snaps his fingers, and you see appearing next to him a portal opens up, and stepping out is this elongated humanoid-like form made of beautiful, what seems to be it seems to be like a tall but thin, elongated kind of human person in this beautiful plate mail kind of armor made of platinum. That seems to have a tabard as well as a cloak surrounding them, and you see like these wings pop out of their back as he looks towards them. Their face is made of platinum with only eye holes. He looks at them, and he grabs a piece of parchment and writes something down. Hand this to Cypher, Belladontis. She is going to be harboring this individual for the next few days while he researches and prepares for his journey. And he looks to you. Cypher Belladontis is our recently appointed Archmage of the college here and Archmage of the kingdom. Due to the previous courts in Archmage, Serena Vaughn deciding to abscond with some criminals and assailants of the, how should I say, the people, the Dorathians. Out of character, the Dorathians, or Dorathians, the people of Dorathi, speaking of, are the strange humanoids that are descended from the ancient Dorathian people and have a more kind of closer tie with the land. So, like, the Dorats, no, the Dorats, the Acquirers, the people who hold their own different, like, humanoid subtypes of Dorath's landscape. So, for example, the Rey, who live on floating islands and are innately able to fly, but they're humans, and they're like 9 feet tall. The Bold, the Aquara people, who are like sailors and whatnot, they're humans, but they evolved a bit differently. It's unlike Elf and Triton. It's more like human, but with it's more my fucking custom humans lineages.
Okay.
But yeah, he goes. They assassinated the leaders of their people when they came for peace talks and to renew a deal made by the previous kings of Dorath of
Holy
freedom of movements and trade.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Make me an insight check, please.
Okay. Five.
5. Was that a natural 1 or no?
No.
It was a natural 2, right? Natural 3. You know what's funny? He rolled a natural
What?
1. You can see
You're
that
shit.
he is peddling you falsehoods. Looking at him, because you technically 5 times his fucking 5 times him. Out of character, his modifier would put him at like 16. But
Holy shit.
but he doesn't get his modifier because it's a natural 1. He is looking at you, and you can see in his eye a glint of deception. And what you can read just from that is that they didn't kill him. They didn't kill those people. He did.
Oh god. Oh good lord.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad.
You can see, like, as
I'm
he's saying
so
that, he's
scared.
wiping his sword down, like in the picture there.
I'm terrified. Oh good lord. I want to be a necromancer. I don't want to be dead.
Make me a deception or persuasion check to keep your cool. By the way, he's gonna try to read you.
Oh fuck, good lord.
Because like it's like you're sitting there and you're like, oh shit, and then like you try to keep your cool immediately. See if you can pick up on that sign. You rolled pretty well.
That's charisma, right?
Yep. I'll give you advantage here.
Oh,
Because
thank
you're
God.
very wary of this man.
Please. I got an 18.
18. He looks at you, and you can see that he's trying to read you, but you manage to, like, go into more of a poker face at the moment. Anyways, you'll be under the patronage of Sypha Belladontis for the moment. Return to me in less than a week, I'd say.
Oh God, thank you.
When you're prepared. Oh, and before you go, and he, like, pulls out of his pocket this small amulet that seems to fall down to a beautiful diamond shape with a single blue gemstone in the center, and he throws it to you. That'll help you walk around in the Noble District. It is a sign of my own. It means that I have allowed you there, and if anyone questions it, show them it. If they still continue to question you, return to me with their face. Well, not with their face, but...
Oh, I was about to say, like, oh, Jesus Christ. So
with
fuck.
who they are, their name. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, God. Okay. Okay, in character. Yes, sir. I'm going to make my way towards a portal and
Well,
bow
there's
my
no
head.
portal. There's no portal. That figure took the parchment and disappeared. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm going to kind of point my thumbs, like both thumbs, over my shoulder, like. Is there like a staircase that leads directly to the ground floor to where I could make my way over to there, or?
He points directly behind you, and you see this set of double doors that seem to open up at the mention of this inwards, and you see that the throne room is open for you to leave if you wish.
I'm going to bow my head and say thank you for your kindness, your generosity, and for the privilege of assisting you.
Well, as you're starting to leave, it's been great seeing you.
I'm going to gulp and then slowly back out of the
I assume he said. I assume he said that to you like as you're starting to walk away.
Okay. I'm going to gulp as he says that.
Yeah. You feel like a chill run down your spine.
Okay, I'm going to make my way to the ground floor.
Alright. You begin to walk through corridors, windows open, looking out through the city as you continue to get down to the ground floor where you see this miraculous entrance which you walk through, and you see this beautiful palace structure that has marble, almost like the Lincoln Memorial kind of entrance to it. Pillars of marble and beautiful stone that run down a large walkway, and you can see not too far away a large courtyard and a wall around this huge courtyard. The courtyard goes around the palace, it seems, but the front courtyard seems to have a beautiful fountain, some hedges, other things like that, what you'd think would be in a palace courtyard. You see floating above the fountain is this like gigantic, miraculous red gemstone that seems to just be floating there. It seems to be a diamond shape on all sides, like a D8 basically. And you can see a few people walking around. You see this elven woman who's talking with a human man who's in like plate mail armor, adamantine plate armor. And as they continue to walk, you see them split off and go towards the walls to these towers. You see two of them, and as you look around, there's about 10 towers. You see a large gate with a few other individuals that are seemingly guarding it.
The gate, does it look the gate that might lead to the exit, like leaving the palace?
It does. It looks like it goes down.
I'm going to place on the pendant that he gave me around my neck, and I'm going to start walking there.
All right. So, continue. Sorry.
I'm going to walk there and kind of point towards the gate and say, mind if I just squeeze on by?
So as you begin to walk, before you can even point towards it, you get about 30 feet from the gate, you see these two standing about 6 feet tall, armored individuals in what looks like similar to that angel you saw in plate mail, with these flowing capes on them of blue color similar to the king. And as you approach, they just look at you, and wordlessly the gate just opens, and they just stare at you as their heads track you as they're holding these large pikes. And as you continue to walk through and look at them, you feel this cold night is relatively cold in the winter, but it's not freezing because it's in a desert area. But you could see their breath coming out from like the small holes in their masks. And they wordless, like you can't hear their breath, you could see it. And as you pass by them, it is frigid temperatures before you get past the gate and see two more of them. As they just
I'm
all
gonna.
like they all just staring at you, like not even moving their bodies, their heads just follow you.
I'm going to quickly make my way out into the, I guess, the public street,
Well, here's the
and
thing. So the palace is affixed quite a bit above, and what you see next is this small turning street that continues downwards at an angle, this decline into a dense forest around the palace.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna look towards them, and I'm just gonna point towards this. I guess is it kind of like a escalator sort of thing?
No, it's just a decline.
Okay, I'm going to point towards it and say, "Nice talking with you guys. I'm gonna make my way down." Um, my main goal is before I hit the college, I want to try and find, I guess, like I
Like,
don't know. I'm thinking. I'm trying to find a place secluded that I can pull. What you call? What's her name? Lilia.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I want to pull her aside and ask her what was going on and what she knows about
Anyways,
him. Cause
so
yeah.
we'll say as you get down the decline and begin to enter into the forest, it looks pretty secluded in here. As you begin to like think about what you want to ask her and whatnot, and you start to go through the forest, I need you to make a survival check.
Oh, that's terrifying. Let's see what I got. +2, right? Yep. Let's go, baby. Ooh, 7.
7. Starting to think, and you're like, damn, this forest is fucking big. You've seen that tree 3 times. You're lost.
Oh, good lord. Fuck.
I'd like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, fun. Let's see. Same roll, same stats. Nat 1.
You can't shake that fear in the back of your mind. Anyways, as you're standing here trying to think, where the fuck do I go? You suddenly see a globule of like blue flame like dancing in the forest. It like approaches and like starts to dance around you a bit, and then it starts to go off in a direction.
Would my character know about will-o-wisps? Will-o-wisps?
You would.
Oh, fuck. And would I be able to identify this thing as a will-o-wisp?
Make an Arcana check.
Oh, good lord.
5E, pulling up the stat block.
I got a 13.
13. This seems similar to a will-o-wisp, yes. Though you're unsure because it didn't seem to like attack you and drain your life force, which they're known to do.
Well, I still have her, so I'm going to please don't kill me. I'm going to follow the creature.
Alright, you begin to follow it through the woods. As you do, about 5 minutes or so pass, and eventually you come to this overgrown area of the wooded grotto, where as you walk in, you could see like these strange drapes of like 15 foot of vines and vegetation that just drape out of nowhere to the ground, not even from the tree line or whatnot. You could see a bed of flowers and grass that's overgrown in this small glade. You can look up and just barely see the stars through the canopy. You see about 5 of these draped like it looks like basically someone that like is own like it looks like someone completely draped in their own hair. Like you can't see anything past it. So there's definitely something inside that these vines are draping off of and vegetation.
I have no idea what this could be, but it might. Hopefully, it's not going to be deadly. I'm going to call out. Hello, is anyone there?
You see the will-o-wisp starts to dance around one of these drapes, and as it does, another one appears and dances around another one. Another one.
Can I start backing up?
Another one. At this moment, you're in the center of where these things kind of create a circle. And finally, the last one, as you like back up to it, like you back into one of them, and you're as it hits the ground. As you look backwards, you see what seems to be ancient wood and metal that seems to be long, corroded, and overgrown. That goes upwards. Make me a perception check.
Oh, wonderful.
Well, sorry, it wouldn't have fallen to the ground. It seems to like have moved off to the side.
16.
16. You see, as like you're like fuck, and you like just push a little bit of the vine away to look inside. You see what seems to be an ancient mummified corpse. As you look up to it, you could see that it is nailed in multiple places to what looks like a crucifix. And as you look around, there's 4 more of these. As like you push it and like look, and you're like, oh shit, and like let go of it for a second, the thing actually finally topples and hits the ground. As it does, you see the head rips off of the corpse and just comes rolling out onto the outside. You see the will-o-wisp float into it, and the eyes open up, and you hear, in a language you don't speak, it seems like it's close to common, close to Dorathian. Doom. As the mouth and eyes are just glowing with this soul fire.
Can I try and make like an investigation check to see if I can kind of piece together what he said,
Sure.
or would that just be impossible?
Sure. Make
Okay.
me. It would be more of a history check.
Okay. So intelligence, sweet.
Yeah.
1d20 plus 3. 15.
15. You get the sense is be wary, for you may spell your own doom. At this point, like you're looking and it's like, the fuck? And you look at the other ones and you can see the will-o-wisps have disappeared, and similar flaming eyes and mouths are like pushing out of the vines, but not like coming towards you. You could just see like the details of them from between the vines. And you start to hear this chant.
Okay, I would like to try something new.
Mhm.
Could I try and contact Liliana?
Sure.
Like not summon her, but like talk to her.
Like as you're thinking this, you hear, yes, in your mind.
Oh, I can do that. Okay.
Yes. It's similar
do
to
you
a
understand
familiar,
what they're-
as long as they aren't dead, or as long as you have the ability to still summon them or whatnot, you can still contact them if they're not here.
Do you understand what these guys are saying?
They're chanting something, Oh. They're giving you your blessing to continue.
Can I roll insight?
Yeah, sure.
As soon as I hear Doom, and she says insight, I know this bitch. I'm like, what the fuck is she trying to pull?
Doom.
Insight, that's intelligence, correct?
Mhm.
Oh, 9. Fuck.
Hard to read, man.
I don't trust her.
At this point, you can see, like, out from the actual things, it seems like these will-o-wisps pull once more, and they start to form into 5 figures, ghostly like apparitions, as a small mist starts to roll over the space, as you can see small like gouts of soul flame beginning to build up. The edges of the forest become dark and you can't see a forest anymore. The night sky seems to completely envelop the area around you, almost like a dome. And you see the 5 of them just standing around you as they all start to slowly approach, holding their hands out.
Can I try and duck under one of them and just make a beeline? Just run?
Yeah, so as you try to duck under one of them, make me an acrobatics check.
Oh, Dex. I have a negative now. Let me see. Dex is no, it's +2. Oh, thank God, it's a +2. +2. 15.
15. You manage to duck underneath one of them and like start to run, and you get to where like the night sky dome starts, and you hit it and go flying back. As you like land and look up again, you're in the center of the dome again, but you didn't get knocked back that far. And you see the
What?
spirits start to appear around you again and start to close in.
I'm going to reach out to
They're
one of
still
them.
chanting, by the way. You can see at this point they all look relatively human. Like there's maybe one half elf or whatnot. They're dressed in these fancy robes. Two of them are with like circlets that seem to dance across their brows. Some of them are draped in like not noble looking attire, but like fine attire. And you can see one of them is relatively like a teenager as they seem to start approaching you.
I'd like to reach my hand out to one of them
Mhm.
and touch it
You touch
and
it,
see what happens.
and your hand passes through, and it's warm. Nothing really happens.
Okay, I'm gonna turn to her and say, "You know, you die if I die, right?"
Lilia isn't here. You contacted her mentally. And as
Yeah.
you say this, she goes, "You won't die, as I said. And if you die, I get my freedom. I just had to drain others."
Oh, good lord. Okay. Okay. Fuck.
At this point, they're about 10 feet away from you each as they're closing in still. You can see like
Them just.
small bits of like vegetative floor starting to grow out of the flames.
I don't really. I think I'm just gonna wait for them to approach me and touch me or do whatever they need to do.
So as they
'Cause I
all
can't.
get within touching distance of you, you see them all touch you. One of them grabs your chin. Two of them grab like your shoulders, and then the other two are like just grabbing like your sides. And as they all continue their chant, you start to see them disapparating. Make me a charisma saving throw.
Ooh, charisma. Let's see. 1d20. Miss. Oh, 14.
14. I'll say this: are you giving in to this and like guarding your mind and all that shit? Because I would assume you would be, right?
Actually, no. I'm trying to figure out what they are trying to do, and so I'm trying to open my mind to it. So whatever negative effect happens, it happens.
So as
So
you watch them all start to disappear into this like blue fire and fog mix, the one holding your hands just looks at you, and you hear in your mind, "Thank you," as it vanishes. And you awaken early morning. What seems to be at the edge of a gate to the edge of this forest. As you pull yourself up, you swear in the right side of your eye you see floating in front of you this will-o-wisp like creature before it flies into you and disappears. As you shake your head up and begin to approach the gate.
I'm sorry I ever doubted you.
You should be. Eventually the gate opens, and you begin to head into what I believe is the noble district below this one. And as you begin to come into the beautiful cobbled streets of the noble district, that is where we're going to end the session, so let me just stop recording.